Well, you're welcome to the sports segment here on AM Show. My name is Benedict. It's a Friday morning. Of course, it's Preview Friday. We'll tell you things to expect this coming weekend. Of course, there's Ghana Premier League to come, and the English Premier League is not happening this weekend. Rather, we have English FA Cup. The likes of Liverpool and all the other teams will be in. But here on the local scene, yesterday, there was a game at the Accra Sports Stadium, and it happened to be Accra Great Olympics' first win in this season's Ghana Premier League. Well, they beat their counterparts. They beat Kerala United by 2-0 at the Accra Stadium. And as I mentioned, that marked their very first win in this season's league. And after that, their next game is away to Elmina Sharks at the Elmina Stadium, and that's also another game Prince Kofi, that's coach of the side, is targeting to win. But we'll tell you more about the Ghana Premier League in terms of matches to expect this weekend. But we have to start with the Football Association issues with regards to the technical setup and everything that's been happening with Kwesi Appiah going, CK Akono coming in now. Randy Abe, who is an executive council member, has reacted to talks that the FA dissolved the technical setup of all the national teams because they wanted to get rid of former Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah. Now, according to him, that decision had nothing to do with Coach Appiah.
If you announce that we dissolve the technical team, it doesn't affect him. You have a contractual agreement with him. So it could not have been because of Kwesi Appiah. Kwesi Appiah has a contract. For long as the contract was in existence, it was binding. If you want to get rid of Kwesi Appiah, you don't get rid of Kwesi Appiah through dissolving national teams. It could not have been because of Kwesi Appiah.
So the message is loud and clear. He says it couldn't have been because of Kwesi Appiah. That's why they dissolved all the technical setup of the national teams. Now, with new coach appointed in the person of former Black Stars skipper CK Akono, now Randy also insists he ticks all the boxes for a new national team coach.
We zeroed in on the options, and then we looked through the options and all that. And it wasn't just about, yes, who the head coach is important, but also the architecture in terms of the head coach and who assists him based on whoever is picked, And so eventually, majority thought that, look, let's go with CK, and then also engage him with respect to who will assist him and all that. And yes, there were about 4 or 5 options. And then looking at the options and the discussions and all that, it centered on CK.
All right, so Randy Abbey is speaking on a new Black Stars coach, CK Akono. Remember, there is a meeting between the top officials of the Ghana Football Association and all the national team coaches this morning at the Ghana Football Association head office, and that meeting is at exactly 11. They are going to go through and look at how they can build good teams for upcoming international assignment. Well, away from that, the Ghana Premier League is on, and as I mentioned, this midweek was match day 4 games across the various league centres. This coming weekend will be match day 5. Well, Larry Kingston, former Accra Hearts of Oak player, former Olympics player, has been speaking about the start of the new season, and for him, he's very excited that the domestic season is underway.
It's good that we have our football back, and I was at the stadium, Accra Sports Stadium, watching Santi Kotoko and Legon City. Yeah, the atmosphere was amazing, So the hashtag bring back the love. For me, I think it's working now. You can see people trooping into the stadia across the country to watch their beloved teams, and it's good that we see our football back. All we need to do is to make sure we improve our coaches, because for me, I think it's very, very important to watch good football. When you are a spectator, you go to the stadium, you want to see good football, you want to see tactical discipline from teams. Yes, we have the players, we have the skills and everything. I always say that when you go on the streets of Ghana, you find good quality players, but the quality of how to guide them and then make sure they are in the right place at the right time.
All right, so that was Larry Kingston, a former Accra Hearts of Oak player, speaking about the Ghana Premier League, which is currently underway. And as I mentioned earlier, this week is match day 5 of the league. Great games to look forward to. We have Accra Great Olympics. They go away to play against Elmina Sharks. There is a game at the Dansman Karindorf Park, and it's between Liberty Professionals and Accra Hearts of Oak. Of course, the top liner this weekend will be the game at the Obuasi Clay Stadium, where Ashanti Gold will come up against Brecum Chelsea. Chelsea, you know, having some wonderful run in the Premier League. The likes of Dreams FC and all will be in action. But before we tell you about, give you the full fixtures, you know, the Women's League is also starting this weekend. That's the 2020-21 Ghana Women's League is starting. And of course, we will have games in both the southern and northern sector. The likes of police ladies, immigration ladies, Hazakes ladies are all poised to make it in this season's league. Well, Joy Sports Susan Owusu has details of matches to expect this weekend.
16 teams will battle for the ultimate prize and the bragging right that comes with being Ghanaian Women's League champions. The 16 clubs have been grouped into 2 sectors of 8 each. In the northern sector, holders and Pemdakua will get their campaign underway at home against Ashtown Ladies. Fabulous Ladies will welcome Pelpia Ladies. Northern Ladies will lock horns with high-flying Kumasi Sports Academy as Prison Ladies wrap up the first day matches in the Northern Division against Supreme Ladies. In the southern sector, a tough contest is expected when NC competition champions Hazakes Ladies face off with Samaria Ladies. Immigration Ladies battle soccer intellectuals while Police Ladies begin their campaign against Lady Strikers. Sea Lions will face Halifax Ladies, a side coached by Black Queens head coach Mercy Tego.
There'll be regular updates from the games that will be played in the Women's League for you here in our subsequent sports bulletins. Now we have to look at the Ghana Premier League fixtures. So match day 5 across the various league centers. We'll have Ashanti Gold, as I mentioned earlier. That will be the top liner this weekend. They come up against Brecum Chelsea at the Obuasi and Clay Stadium. And then Indiana Stars will be at the Doma Park to play against Legon Cities. And then we'll have Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Cape Coast Mysterious Dwarfs at the Baba Stadium, and it marks the beginning of Asante Kotoko's punishment. So that game will be played behind closed doors, and then Bicham United will come up against Tichima 11 Wonders. Dreams FC, Mediama FC happening this weekend. Omina Sharks, Accra Great Olympics, Interallies, Wafa, and then Kerala United, King Faisal with Liberty Professionals up against Accra Artifolk at the Carindorf Park. Well, we still have to do some more here on the local scene, and former Kumasi Asante Kotoko coach Masoud Didi Dramani, who is currently with Norgeland in Denmark. Well, the team is in Ghana having some bit of pre-season before the start or the continuation of the Danish League. Well, he has been speaking about his experience at the Danish club.
Well, my development has taken me to Europe to coach a European club, FC Norgeland. It tells you that it was a vision that I always thought of. I've always thought of having the opportunity to coach in Europe. And then in 2018 it came, and then I hooked onto it because locally at least I thought I had done what is important, and then at the national team level I've done what is important. But it was important to also try as much as possible to understudy the game at a different level where the game is seen. You know, we all will anticipate that everybody wants to learn the game from Europe, and whether we like it or not, that is where the game is really learned. And so it is important that if you have the opportunity of seeing what is done in Europe, tells where you've taken your career to.
I see.
All right, so that was Masoud Didi Dramani, former Asante Kotoko coach, now with Norgeland FC of Denmark, in that interview with Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Atto. Well, the Confederation of African Football has rearranged the qualifying dates for both the Africa Cup of Nations and the World Cup. This was due to Wednesday's meeting, which saw the original tournament date from June shifted to January. So what it means is that the Black Stars game against Sudan, which should have been played in August, now will be played in March. So the double header with Sudan here in Ghana, and then the away game will be in March, and then the South African game, which should have been in October, now will be played in June. So what it means is that Coach Siki Akono and the new technical setup of the Black Stars must quickly get their acts together and prepare the team for the assignment, which will be in 3 months from today, or 2 months from today, because yes, that game is in March. Well, we also have to look at what's going to happen on the international front this weekend. There'll be matches in the English FA Cup. Also, the Spanish La Liga is on. We'll have the Italian Serie A as well. When you join us at 2 on Sports Today, we'll give you details of all that you should expect this weekend in the major European leagues, plus the English FA Cup. That's how we end sports here on AM Show this morning. My name is Benedict Ose. Thanks so much for your company.